An asshole versus the narcissist. While there can be some overlap in behaviors, there are also distinct differences between someone who is labeled an asshole and someone who is a narcissist. An asshole typically refers to someone rude, disrespectful, inconsiderate, and often behaves in a way that disregards the feelings or rights of others. They might be abrasive, offensive, or dismissive, and their behavior can cause harm or discomfort to those around them. Assholes may not necessarily have a personality disorder. Their behavior might stem from a lack of empathy, poor social skills, or a disregard for social norms. On the other hand, narcissism refers to a personality disorder characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Narcissists often have an inflated sense of self-importance, believe they are special and deserving of special treatment, and have a constant need for attention and admiration from others. They may exploit others to achieve their own goals and have difficulty empathizing with the feelings and experiences of others. Narcissism is a deeply ingrained personality trait that can significantly impact relationships and functioning in various areas of life. While both assholes and narcissists may exhibit selfish or disrespectful behavior, narcissism is a specific personality disorder characterized by grandiosity, lack of empathy, and a need for admiration, whereas being an asshole is more of a colloquial term for someone who behaves rudely or disrespectfully towards others. The causes of narcissism and asshole behavior can be complex and multifaceted, influenced by a combination of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors. Here's a breakdown. Narcissism. 1. Genetics. There is evidence to suggest that genetics plays a role in the development of narcissistic personality traits. Certain genetic factors may predispose individuals to exhibit narcissistic tendencies. 2. Parental influence. Early experiences with parents or caregivers who either excessively praise or criticize the child can contribute to the development of narcissism. Overindulgence or neglect during childhood can shape a person's sense of self and interpersonal relationships. Imagine a child whose parents constantly shower them with praise, telling them they are better than everyone else and deserving of special treatment. This child grows up with an inflated sense of self-importance and entitlement, characteristic of narcissistic traits. They may struggle to empathize with others because they have been taught to prioritize their own needs and desires above all else. 3. Environmental factors. Societal and cultural influences can also play a role. Cultures that emphasize individualism, competition, and material success may foster narcissistic traits in individuals. 4. Psychological factors. Some theories suggest that narcissism can be a defense mechanism against feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem. Individuals may develop a grandiose self-image as a way to mask underlying feelings of insecurity or vulnerability. 5. Trauma or abuse. Traumatic experiences, such as physical, emotional, or sexual abuse during childhood, can contribute to the development of narcissistic traits as a coping mechanism. A person who experienced neglect or emotional abuse during childhood may develop narcissistic traits as a way to cope with feelings of worthlessness or inadequacy. By constructing a grandiose self-image and seeking admiration from others, they attempt to compensate for the lack of validation and support they received in their formative years. Asshole behavior. 1. Personality factors. Some people may naturally possess personality traits such as low agreeableness or high levels of antagonism, which predispose them to behave in ways that others perceive as asshole behavior. These traits can be influenced by genetics and early childhood experiences. 2. Social learning. Individuals may learn asshole behavior through observation of others or reinforcement from social interactions. If they perceive that being aggressive or disrespectful yields benefits such as power or attention, they may continue to behave in that manner. Imagine a high school clique where members engage in exclusionary behavior, gossip, and bullying to maintain their social status. Newcomers who witness this behavior may learn that being rude or aggressive towards others is an effective way to gain acceptance and power within the group. Over time, they may adopt similar asshole behaviors as they internalize these social norms. 3. Environmental factors. Contextual factors, such as stressful or competitive environments, can contribute to asshole behavior. High-pressure work environments, for example, may foster behaviors like rudeness or hostility as individuals strive to assert themselves or achieve their goals. In a competitive corporate setting where employees are constantly vying for promotions and recognition, asshole behavior may emerge as individuals prioritize their success at the expense of others. For instance, a colleague who consistently takes credit for team accomplishments undermines coworkers and belittles subordinates to assert dominance may exhibit asshole behavior driven by a desire to climb the corporate ladder. 4. Psychological factors. Asshole behavior can sometimes be a manifestation of underlying psychological issues, such as anger management problems, impulsivity, or low frustration tolerance. Someone with untreated anger management issues may frequently lash out at others over minor frustrations or perceived slights. For instance, a driver who aggressively honks and swears at fellow motorists for driving too slowly exhibits asshole behavior driven by their inability to regulate their emotions and tolerate inconvenience. 5. Cultural norms. Cultural factors can also influence what is considered acceptable behavior. In some cultures or subcultures, aggressive or assertive behavior may be more tolerated or even encouraged, leading to an increased likelihood of asshole behavior in those contexts. Consider a society that glorifies wealth, status, and individual achievement above all else. In such a culture, individuals may be more likely to develop narcissistic tendencies as they internalize the message that success and recognition are paramount. Social media platforms, where people often curate and showcase idealized versions of themselves, can further reinforce narcissistic behavior by promoting self-aggrandizement and validation seeking. Overall, the causes of both narcissism and asshole behavior are complex and may involve a combination of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. Additionally, individual differences in personality and life experiences contribute to the variability in these behaviors across different people and situations. Asshole behavior and narcissism can have profound and often detrimental impacts on various aspects of life, particularly in relationships, the workplace, and personal well-being. Here are some potential impacts. The impact of asshole behavior on relationships. 1. Erosion of trust. Repeated instances of rudeness, dishonesty, or inconsiderate actions can erode trust between partners, friends, or family members. Trust is a fundamental component of healthy relationships, and its absence can lead to emotional distance and resentment. 2. Conflict and strife. Asshole behavior often leads to frequent arguments and conflicts. The constant negativity can strain relationships, making it difficult to maintain harmony and mutual respect. 3. Emotional drain. Being in a relationship with someone who consistently exhibits asshole behavior can be emotionally exhausting. It can lead to feelings of frustration, anxiety, and helplessness for the person on the receiving end. 4. Isolation. Individuals who behave like assholes may find themselves increasingly isolated as others choose to distance themselves to avoid toxic interactions. The impact of narcissism on relationship. 1. Lack of empathy. Narcissists often struggle to empathize with others, which can make their partners feel misunderstood and unsupported. This lack of emotional connection can severely damage the intimacy and trust in a relationship. 2. Manipulation and control. Narcissists may use manipulation, gaslighting, and control tactics to dominate their relationships. This can lead to a toxic and abusive dynamic where the narcissist's needs always come first. 3. Unrealistic expectations. Narcissists often have unrealistic expectations of their partners, demanding constant admiration and attention. When these expectations are not met, they may react with anger or withdrawal. 4. Cycle of idealization and devaluation. Narcissists tend to idealize people initially but quickly devalue them once they perceive flaws. This cycle can leave their partners feeling confused, hurt, and unworthy. The impact of asshole behavior in the workplace. 1. Toxic work environment. asshole behavior in the workplace can create a toxic atmosphere where hostility and fear prevail. This can reduce overall morale and lead to high turnover rates. 2. Decreased productivity. Constant conflict and stress can hamper productivity. Employees may become more focused on managing interpersonal issues rather than their actual work tasks. 3. Damaged team dynamics. An asshole employee or manager can disrupt team cohesion and collaboration. Their behavior can lead to a lack of cooperation and trust among team members. 4. Burnout. Dealing with asshole behavior can contribute to employee burnout, characterized by chronic stress, exhaustion, and disengagement from work. The impact of narcissism on the workplace. 1. Exploitative behavior. Narcissists may exploit their colleagues to achieve their own goals, taking credit for others' work or blaming others for their mistakes. This can create resentment and undermine teamwork. 2. Micromanagement and control. Narcissistic managers often micromanage and control their subordinates, stifling creativity and autonomy. This can lead to decreased job satisfaction and innovation. 3. Favoritism and inequity. Narcissists may show favoritism to those who flatter them or fulfill their need for admiration, leading to perceptions of inequity and unfairness in the workplace. 4. High turnover. The toxic influence of a narcissist can lead to high turnover rates as employees seek healthier work environments. The impact of asshole behavior on personal well-being. 1. Loneliness and isolation. Chronic asshole behavior can alienate friends, family, and colleagues, leading to social isolation and loneliness. 2. Guilt and regret. Those who recognize their own asshole behavior may experience guilt and regret, which can impact their mental health and self-esteem. 3. Stress and anxiety. The constant negativity and conflict associated with asshole behavior can contribute to heightened stress and anxiety levels. The impact of narcissism on personal well-being. 1. Fragile self-esteem. Despite their outward confidence, many narcissists have fragile self-esteem that depends heavily on external validation. Failure to receive this validation can lead to feelings of worthlessness and depression. 2. Interpersonal difficulties. The inability to form genuine, empathetic connections can leave narcissists feeling unfulfilled and lonely, despite their often large social networks. 3. Dependency on validation. Narcissists may become overly dependent on external validation, leading to a cycle of seeking and losing admiration that can be exhausting and unsustainable. 4. Emotional volatility. The inherent instability in their self-esteem can make narcissists prone to emotional volatility, experiencing extreme highs and lows based on the feedback they receive from others. Overall, asshole behavior and narcissism can significantly impair one's ability to maintain healthy, fulfilling relationships and succeed in various areas of life, including work and personal well-being. Addressing these behaviors often requires self-awareness, a willingness to change, and, in many cases, professional help such as therapy. Identifying and addressing asshole behavior and narcissistic traits, whether in oneself or others, requires a combination of self-awareness, education, and proactive steps towards behavioral change. Here's a comprehensive approach: identifying asshole behavior and narcissistic traits in oneself. 1. Self-reflection. Regularly assess your own behavior and interactions. Ask yourself questions such as, do I often disregard others' feelings? Or, do I frequently need to be the center of attention? 2. Feedback from others. Pay attention to feedback from friends, family, and colleagues. If multiple people point out that your behavior is hurtful or self-centered, it's worth considering their perspective. 3. Behavioral patterns. Look for patterns of behavior such as consistently putting your needs above others, reacting aggressively to criticism, or feeling entitled to special treatment. 4. Emotional reactions. Notice if you often feel irritated when others don't give you the attention or admiration you believe you deserve, or if you get angry easily when things don't go your way. Identifying asshole behavior and narcissistic traits in others. 1. Observe interactions. Pay attention to how someone treats others, especially those they perceive as less powerful or important. Assholes and narcissists often exhibit disrespectful or exploitative behavior towards others. 2. Consistency. Look for consistent patterns of behavior, such as a repeated need for admiration, a lack of empathy, or habitual rudeness and aggression. 3. Reactions to feedback. Notice how the person reacts to criticism or feedback. Narcissists and assholes often respond with defensiveness, denial, or aggression. 4. Relationship dynamics. Observe the quality of the person's relationships. Assholes and narcissists often have tumultuous relationships due to their behavior. Addressing asshole behavior and narcissistic traits in oneself. 1. Acknowledge the problem. The first step is recognizing that your behavior is problematic. Accepting responsibility is crucial for change. 2. Seek professional help. Consider therapy or counseling. A therapist can help you understand the root causes of your behavior and develop healthier ways to interact with others. 3. Develop empathy. Practice putting yourself in others' shoes. Try to understand their feelings and perspectives. 4. Mindfulness and self-regulation. Engage in mindfulness practices to increase self-awareness and emotional regulation. Techniques like meditation can help you become more aware of your actions and reactions. 5. Learn communication skills. Improving your communication skills can help you express yourself without being hurtful. Active listening and assertiveness training can be beneficial. 6. Set goals for change. Identify specific behaviors you want to change and set measurable goals. For example, aim to go a week without interrupting others or belittling their opinions. Addressing asshole behavior and narcissistic traits in others. 1. Set boundaries. Clearly communicate your boundaries and what behavior you find unacceptable. Be firm and consistent in enforcing these boundaries. 2. Provide constructive feedback. If appropriate, give feedback in a non-confrontational manner. Use I statements to express how their behavior affects you. 3. Encourage professional help. Suggest that the person seek therapy or counseling. This can be a sensitive topic, so approach it with care and concern for their well-being. 4. Limit exposure. If the person's behavior is consistently harmful and they are unwilling to change, it may be necessary to limit your interactions with them. 5. Support networks. Engage with support networks, such as friends, family, or support groups, to discuss your experiences and get advice on handling difficult behaviors. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to our channel for more self-improvement videos. Comment below to tell us how useful you found this video. Remember to share on various social media platforms to reach a wider audience. Click the notification bell to get notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.